As you can see, we have a parent domain in each, Kansas City being for the US and London being for EU. The child domains New York and LA for US and Barcelona and Rome for the EU. We also go over the roaming profiles and the logon capabilities. As you can see, we have 6 departments for each domain, only separated by marketing and sales in each forest. We tried to break it down as simply and as logically as we could, so that at any point in time, if somebody needed to get in, any IT manager could get in and actually find what they're looking for without doing an amazing amount of searching. So we looked at this and we saw that hardware could have technically gone into just one OU, but we found that because computers had desktop laptops as well as printers, having all the name structures listed together would be probably very confusing. So we broke those down even further to bring them into exactly what they are. 2 additional OUs were added per domain, admin and guest. Admin so that they have the ability to basically roam wherever they need to go and do what they want to do. The guest, because we were asked to have users from each child be able to come to the parent and work, we put them all there to make them centrally located so that we could put our permissions and policies together easier. US also was created in a U group so that they would be able to transfer to the EU and operate as if they were here. Roaming profiles. We were asked that every user be able to log into any computer on any network and be able to use their documents, their settings, everything that they had. So we set up a roaming profile so that when they log on, that's exactly what will happen. The logon scripts will also map the P drive so that they have all of those folders together. I will be followed by Mr. Childress, who will explain group policy.
We've got 4 group policies, one for the domain group, the IT administrators group, the users groups, and the managers groups. The password will have to have an 8-character complex password. The user will have to change their passwords every 30 days. The account will be locked out after 3 bad attempts. You'll have to wait 10 minutes before the account will reset itself. We turned on the logon success and failure so we can see who's has successful logons and failures. The interactive logon policy. Do not display the last user's name, and a warning message to unauthorized personnel. The users group policy, we enabled all these items to restrict them from what they can actually do on their computers. We hid the desktop tab, the screensaver tab, the settings tab, as well as the shutdown button. The IT admin group, we enabled them to log on locally to each machine, and then we also gave them the access to the shutdown button. The managers group, they inherited the domain policy. We gave them the ability to reset passwords, and they also have the shutdown button present. I'll hand it over to Ty for the WSUS.
The Windows Server Update Service will allow automatic downloads of hot fixes, updates, service packs, device drivers, and feature packs for AFP from the central server, instead of using Microsoft Windows Update website. This saves bandwidth, time, and disk space, as the individual computers in a network do not have to connect to an external server themselves, but connect to a local central server. It will also allow administrators control and allows clients to obtain updates in environments that do not have internet access. As AFP has stated in its background statement, there is a need and a desire to stay current with changes in technology and maintain the ability to adapt and have a high level of resiliency to sudden changes in the global economic arena. That's why it would behoove AFP to implement Windows Server Update Service. Modern day technology changes almost daily. This is why Windows Server Update Service will ensure that AFP's network will stay up to date and be able to ride the wave of technological changes. Business competing globally have become the norm, and it is imperative to ensure that the lines of communication run seamlessly throughout day-to-day operations. Time is money, and Windows Server Update Services will save AFP both. Up next, Brooks.
I'm going to talk to you about backup and how you asked for a fast restore time. So we chose to use differential backup. How we implemented shadow copies and a full backup of the first Sunday of each month. Here's our schedule, how we're going to arrange it. We arranged a backup scheme that will ensure without a doubt a 100% recovery of your data. We implemented storage of tapes both on-site and off-site for redundancy. Along with that, snapshots taken daily during the workday for a quick recovery of highly used shared files. Full backups will be performed on the first Sunday of each month. These tapes will be stored off-site and saved for a period of 7 years to keep the IRS happy. Along with that, we also perform a daily differential backup at 10 p.m. This method will ensure to get a fast recovery like I talked about earlier, if data loss occurs. On Fridays, each domain will perform a differential backup at 10 p.m. that can run through the weekend. So we get there, and this will be stored on-site. So we'll have your off-site and your on-site. We also decided to implement shadow copies on your network. Shadow copies are an efficient way to create backups of shared files and folders. This is done by creating a snapshot copy of consistently changed files. We suggest that these copies be done daily, Monday through Friday, and a snapshot be taken at 7 a.m. and at 12 p.m. With this implementation, your end users and your administrators can view and recover the contents of that shared file and recover any corrupted or deleted files. That's how we're going to do your backup. I'm going to bring it over to Michael. He's going to talk to you about permissions and our RAID setup.
Thank you, Brooks. We chose RAID 1 to contain the operating system. If one disk is damaged, there is an exact copy. We'll be using RAID 5 for the data and application storage. If one disk is lost, it is fault tolerant, meaning the data can be saved by the other two disks. Permissions. In the domain containing the IT documents folder, the IT users and managers in that domain have full control over those documents. The folder is in the US forest, like it is in this slide. The other two domains in the forest have modified privileges. The EU domain can read the documents only. If the document is in the EU forest, like in this slide, the other domains in the forest still have read-only. The US East and US West domains will always have at least modified privileges. Back to Gene to wrap it up.
In conclusion, we've all discussed the network structure, the RS, the DHCP scope, DNS and WINS, the Active Directory structure, GPOs, WSUS, backups, and shadow copies